These things were important. Call me. Don't block me on all platforms like one of you guys did. Call me. Let's debate. Let's talk about it. If it's about me, you can say it to me. There's no reason why you can't say it to me. Alright, the fan's gonna be in the background of this one, so if you guys can bear with me here and just ignore it, let's get it. I hope you're having a legendary grand day. This one's unscripted. There's no bullet points. There's no specifics. I'm just gonna get in it. As I said before, y'all will see this in another video, and I might clip it to put in my autobiography, but anything before August 2024, stuff happened. I don't know. Now is the best time. Now is the best time also to talk to me about things, or even things that happened before now. If y'all are mad about something I did back then, by accident, I might have not even meant to do it, then hit me up. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. I'll apologize if it really was something to apologize for. That's that. Then I'll accept the responsibility, and I will take accountability for my actions, and I'll take it up with whatever I take it up with. This is definitely not the second time I recorded this clip, and I just went off in this entire part, and then I have to redo this now, so this is freaking awesome doing this again, because I apparently didn't press record. I did, but anyways, if I did anything wrong, and I made any mistakes, humans make mistakes, everybody makes mistakes, so that's whatever. Sorry you have no job, no bills to pay, nothing to do for your life, but you cannot come at me and acting like I did everybody wrong, or acting like I did anything wrong. I'm sorry if I hurt anybody, and I'm sorry that I hurt those people, but that's if I actually did. If I ever did anything to hurt anybody, I will admit my mistakes, and I will admit all that, take accountability, responsibility. Like I said, it's so easy to do. It's effortlessly easy to do these things. Some people, maybe not as much. Everybody's different though. But people that have done that and done worse, way worse things than me on my worst mistakes, shoot, y'all have no idea. Like, y'all coming at me when you got those two people out there, the anorexic and overweight one, and then you got this one. You got all these people running out here. No eyes are on them. But people are mad at me for things that aren't even recorded, aren't even shown. No proof, no evidence, no documentation, no paperwork. You know, JJ Orange says some stuff sometimes, but I highly doubt that, you know, he would ever, you know, do a type of video like that. He literally lives in the same house as me. And even then, when he doesn't, he does stuff sometimes. I think he's confused, because there's a lot of things that go on in my life, his life, our life, and I'm not going to bring in personal information, but a lot of things goes on that you guys don't know behind the camera, even sometimes on camera. Besides all of this stupid little drama stuff, besides all of this stuff is going on, still going on nowadays even. Maybe not as bad, maybe not as much, but it's still going on. Stuff goes on, you know, all the time sometimes. Again, you know, everybody's life is different. Not everybody goes through the same thing. Not everybody goes through the same experiences. So that causes some people to not understand and not be open-minded and unbiased, because a lot of people nowadays cannot do that, cannot seem to, you know, not have their head up their butt half the time and, you know, just be real about things. But that's just what the day we live in. That's just how it is nowadays. That's why all these people are getting away with this, and YouTube's not even stepping in and doing anything for the platform at all. They don't even care. If they cared, they would have done something when the first video was made and that whole thing 4 years ago. They would have stepped in and did something by then. But no. Apparently, you know, there's no rules on the platform anymore. You can break the rules if you want. You know, these unwritten rules, these written rules, just whatever. You know, all these rules can be broken. There's nothing that anybody could do wrong. If videos just randomly disappear, the creator deleted it, or they privated it, or deleted their channel. YouTube didn't do nothing. And I'm not being sarcastic, that's real. And if I'm wrong, and if YouTube wants to prove me wrong, and wants to talk to me about this, then let's talk about it. But this is the very problem with, you know, YouTube in its entirety, with all the billions of dollars, with all of the, you know, billions of creators on this platform, and just so much, maybe not billions actually, just millions, but with all the billions of eyes on this platform and trillions of people, you know, made and people watching on this platform, they don't want to make it the best platform and let these people do all this. From what I understand, or from what I see, that's how it is. not even with the understanding they're seeing. That's just how it is. That's what it is from how they've been handling things, because they haven't been handling things. But I don't think JJ Orange is, ever gonna come out with a video like that. He might say he might say that he's talking to people. I hope that he will make the better decision and stay out of the drama. And it sucks for a kid to go through things like this who ain't even an adult, because people are delusional, and this is just the world we live in. No one's doing anything about anything. So I have to make this video because these things happen. And then I gotta make a couple other videos because YouTube doesn't want to take part and take an action about things. So as a owner of a business that handles business, I had to handle my business. And so that was that. I never discredit YouTube. In fact, I praise YouTube. I've been on the platform for almost 2 decades straight. I've been on the platform for as long as I remember. As long as I've had an access to a computer, YouTube's been one of the main platforms that I've used. As long as I had access to electronic that can play YouTube, whether it's a phone, computer, iPad, PlayStation, I love YouTube. And right now I love YouTube. Even though they're making mistakes and letting that happen, I still love YouTube. Because this is the platform that not only that I grow on and people enjoy and I've met people from. And even if, nowadays they have this random drama with me, I still met them. We still had cool experiences that would have never happened if it weren't for me creating content on YouTube. I had to freaking spit out a piece of beef jerky just to do this recording. But if YouTube isn't, then if it involves me, then I'm taking accountability. I don't want to ruin anything for Legendary Grand Entertainment or me, myself. And it very much sucks that I have to make these videos because YouTube's not doing anything. So that whole situation, that was already solved. That back in 2017, that was it. Cut ties. He's mad, whatever. He could be mad across the United States, whatever. Get mad, come back to the town to fight nobody because I don't even live in that town no more. Joshua Foster can do that all he wants. That's that situation. That's 1 out of 2 people that YouTube will not fix. And so that's done. So going back to these other situations, like this one, I didn't have to make a video on this one, but I felt like it. I felt like making a video and talking about it because, it's just something I do on my, content, and it's just something I feel like doing. So that's that. There's nothing wrong with me doing this. Overall, I do want to hear people's thoughts on this whole thing, and I want you to discuss it in the comment section below. I'd rather hear about this first topic than the second topic I'll be talking about in this video, if I'm being completely real, because that's like the real important topic. That's like the only one that people really investing in, while as the other one's just done. I'm just kind of recapping it, and then the other one's trying to ignite it again, reignite it, and just try to beef again. And it's sad to see people put themselves on the line for the country and then get mad about video games. That's a sentence that I'm not even kidding, that I wish I was joking. Not really, I love joking, but this is just like, what? This is blasphemy. Blasphemous HD. Whatever happened to dude? But if YouTube isn't and at least trying to do something for their platform and completely ignoring smaller creators, if you want to say that, they're losing so much out of it. Not just them, but me. If me and them work together, we can make a whole big difference. So far, that's clearly not what they want to do. But this, it's clear what this is. This is someone who clearly needs help for getting angry because they aren't as good as me at video games that I play casually, mostly, myself. That's all. For someone to go to the U.S. Army for however many years, 4 years, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They went to the U.S. Army. To get mad at video games since high school? Things don't add up. When you bring up the facts, when you bring up delusions, it makes sense. And it's not like I've been holding back or biting my tongue or, pulling my punches or nothing like that. And it was never like that. I never got to that point because I never felt that emotional about the situations or anything drama related. I never felt like that because I never cared. I don't care if a junkie or tweaker's mad because they're mad, because their life's difficult. That's not my job to hold their hand and be a parent to them, to lead them through life and teach them the right ways. Nah, that's not my job. If you want to have drama, if you want to come at me saying all this stuff too, you gotta listen. I'm gonna tell you, and yeah, I'll put my opinion on it, and I'll let you know. I am a doctor too, and I do therapeutic things for some people that want it, that would like it. With that, I'll do that for you. But it's up to you, and that's your decision to listen and to make something out of it, and to choose one of the choices I give you, or make an option for yourself to get out of that situation and make better of that situation. Make something out of that negative. One situation's negative, like if you and your dad are not doing that well, find a way out of it and better that situation. Be like, oh, okay, no matter what, my dad won't like me. That's the situation, and no matter what, I can't get him to love me or whatever, and he'll continue to drink or do drugs or whatever. And the best thing you can do is to just let him do that, and just be like, yo, Dad, I love you still. I still love you, and here's a gift for just being my dad. It ain't even got to be for like the birthday or the Christmas or an event or nothing like that. Just do it. And not just for them, but you can also do it for other family members. Even if you don't have nothing negative with them, just in general, just do it. And that's one of the things that I can tell you as a solution, and not only a solution, but just something that could just better things. And I bet you with that morale increase, that will be something that can help. The more important those people are to you, then the more it will help you. But I can't help everyone. I can still try, and I will try, but that is if I can, if I got the time. I can't help everyone on planet Earth. So, if people choose to have drama, if people choose to be mad at me, if people choose to continue to make up these false stories and fabricate things and make up these things that never happen because they're being delusional, then that's on them. That's their thing they want to do. They're choosing to do that. And overall, in conclusion, I don't care for drama and made up stories and people with fights. I could care less. I have a business to take care of. Family, friends, homies, you, and me. I don't have a second to spare for useless, unnecessary drama or negativity that if I change my mind, let's say I do this, and became a part of it, I can kiss everything I built goodbye. And everything that I've done, and just all of everything. I will admit, a clean image is nice. And having goodness all around and good business with no problems is great and helps everyone. But when unprofessionalism from random people that have nothing to do with my life make up these rumors and stories, yes, I could sit back and get money, get my bag, be richer than all of them combined, even if them combined with every multiverse self of themselves. And in every universe and in reality, not only will I be richer, but I will be happier, not letting negativity and random emotions get the better of me that are only felt because the brain's going wrong, and or alcohol and or drugs like marijuana and vape, or their life being difficult. They choose to react negatively and make it worse for not just everyone, but for them, and make it worse mostly for them. Then the cycle continues. It would affect my brand. It would affect me. It would damage my reputation and Legendary Grand Entertainment's reputation. And it would affect it in a way that like I said, things can change and controversy can happen. Sometimes it happens to everybody. Everybody makes mistakes. Humans make mistakes. And stuff happens because people think and they choose. Sometimes people just choose before they think. I can't even speak English. Sometimes people do things before they think. They do. They don't think about it first. And I'm choosing to sit here for, 4 or 5 hours of video footage talking about different situations, the whole Joshua thing, finishing that up, talking about just everything about that, Reality Check 10, and I finally finished the other Reality Check 9, talking about the not fight in 2020, and then my concussion I had before that, and then, talking about, that, what was this called, Dark Wario or something, I don't remember, 2000, or whatever his name was, when I was back in my birthplace hometown, and just talking about these situations, clearing them up, and really talking about these things. If these things were important, call me. Don't unblock me on all platforms like one of you guys did. call me. Let's debate. Let's talk about it. Because what? You want to tell everybody else about the situation, but not me? You want to tell everybody else what's going on, but you can't say it to me? You want to say all these stories and all this made up stuff, but you just can't call me. You cannot talk to me and just talk to me about it. If it wasn't that bad and you say it's not that bad and you're not stressed out and you're not scared of me and this and that and you're not mad and you're not sad, if you're really not mad even, why can't you call me? Why can't you do that? What's the issue here? How come all this stuff's being said and all these people are saying that you're saying all this stuff, but you're just not wanting to just get the phone going and call me? And then whether you want it being recorded or not, you want to stream it, let's stream it. We can do that too. But if you want it to be a private conversation, we can do that too. No problem. No questions asked. Excuse me. All the stuff's going down. If that's the case, if it's that terrible, why can't you call me? You have the time to play video games, so you definitely have free time on your hand, because no one doesn't have free time on their hand compared to me. All these people have more free time than I do because I'm doing more than just video games and all these little things that they're doing. It's a lot of stuff that no one's gonna understand. Talking badly about me, those same people won't understand. All those people that are supporting them won't understand what I'm doing. And that might be the reason they don't like me. But the fact of the matter is, no one's on my level. That's just the truth. And once again, if you see that negatively and you want to prove me wrong, call me. Hang loose. It should not be a difficult task to say all this stuff for 26 minutes even. For an example, let's talk about the All Talk, that pink channel. If you want to talk about me for 26 minutes but have me blocked on every social media platform, but not show that you have me blocked on every social media platform, and then not show any evidence, paperwork, documentation, anything, no proof, why should anybody care if you're not going to show anything? Where's the truth in your words? Where is the time when people are supposed to care? When is that time? These things were important. Call me. Don't unblock me on all platforms like one of you guys did. Call me. Let's debate. Let's talk about it. If it's about me, you can say it to me. There's no reason why you can't say it to me unless you know you're in the wrong. Unless you know it's cap. Unless you know that I'm bringing out all the facts. As soon as that call starts. It's not going to be no negative. It's not going to be toxic. It's not going to be freaking no drama. I'm just going to come in as myself and we're going to talk. That's it. There's no fight. If you end up, talking like you're going to fight or talking like this or that and acting unprofessional, not getting to the point, and we're not getting nowhere, and I'm trying to get us a step ahead, not just in like the whole situation in general, but in life, and let's talk about like trying to be friends and all this other stuff, getting steps ahead in a lot of things. But if we're going steps behind because you're still mad or you're just too negative about the situation, being unprofessional and immature about things, and not handling it like an adult, and ruining the whole debate and ruining the whole conversation's over and there's nothing we can do to fix it, that's it. But at least we try to do something to fix it, and every day's a new day to do that. Every single day that happens. Every single day that you don't do it, those 24 hours that you choose not to do it, that's a missed opportunity, that's a missed chance, and you will still be talking about something negative. You will still be on that negative thing, saying that I did this and that and all this other stuff that never happened, whether you like to admit it or not. And that's just your decision. That's up to you. You choose to do that if you feel like doing that. But I'm not going to force everybody to do that. I'm not going to tell everybody, hey, let's do this, or we're going to have problems, I don't care. Like I said, I can care less. I said that a while ago. I'll say it again. For some people that don't understand that, that's just that. That's reality. That's the truth. And this is how I'm living my life. So if you don't like how I live it or don't like what I do, that's cool. Go live yours. Go do you. Don't be like Joshua and, be on my D for years and continuously make drama videos and have a mental breakdown, meltdown on the video. It just sucks to see one of my friends like that, you know? We used to be back in the day playing freaking Minecraft with Cheez-Its, you know, doing this. And then nowadays, homie said, and he just threw all of what happened away. He threw all of that away. For what? For what? What is he doing now? The entire career that I didn't even make him. A name I didn't even give him. He's using both of those things to his advantage. Manipulating everybody around him, twisting stories. This is all real facts that are happening in real time every single day. And he chose to block me on all platforms, and he chose to not talk to me or debate to me. He chose to make a 26-minute video, you know, going psycho, showing people that he's a sociopath, and not talking about the facts. No proof or evidence, no documentation, no paperwork, nothing like that. Showed nothing to prove what he's saying is factual. And so, what most of the stuff that I talk about are actual events. You can choose to believe me or not. You can choose to believe Joshua. You can choose to believe frickin' Chase. You can choose to believe those other two I talked about in the not fight. You can choose to believe anybody. But I'm not telling you to believe them. I'm telling you it's your decision every day that happens, every second that happens, every minute that goes, every hour that happens and goes. That is a chance to talk things out. That is a chance to wipe all of that negativity right out, remove that, delete that. You ain't got to worry about it no more. And then I don't got to have people sending me messages later on talking to me about something that happened years ago, like all these stories are, you know, still being a thing. I don't got to have, you know, it being brought up again, and the reason being is because people are mad about video games, like this guy Chase or Joshua. All of them are mad about video games, really, when you put it all together and you bring up the facts. But it just, this is what this situation is. This is what that situation is. This is what all these situations are. And why would I lie about it? What makes you think I care about all this stuff? If you don't know me, I can see why you say and you think that I care about all this situations and all this freaking drama and all this stuff. You can even do the research and find out I don't care. But that's up to you. That's your decision, like I said. When it comes to these types of things in this like whole drama thing, because it's just a lot of people that are just being negative because they're not trying to fix their life, and they're already like so far down like the deep hole of just not recovering from so much mistakes and so much that they know that they can do better, some of them, and they just don't do it anyway. They choose to be the way they are. Whether they know what they can do better or not, there's still ways to better yourself and live the best life and be the best you. But in terms of this, I don't know what to call it. You know, it's whatever's on the title is on the title. There's nothing else really to say besides let's get into it. Because while I'm talking about clans and the whole thing with Joshua Foster and all that, the whole thing with the Alpha Shadow Hot Clone, a nobody, because it's been an inactive account in gamertag since 2016 or 2017. I don't know when he started playing it on the Xbox and made the fake account. But if I'm going to talk about that and why the clans failed and reasons and people that are the reasons why that clan stuff failed and reasons why more clans failed because other people doing drugs or other people vaping and then being mad about video games, this guy is the same case, actually, funny enough. Except this one has been really getting worse and worse as time goes on. Very recently, why this came to be, I think, mostly. Otherwise, I don't really care, and I never really cared about the situation. And because of how bipolar this guy is, or whatever it is within him, he will flip back and forth and act like we're friends, and then talk trash one day, and then seem like everything didn't happen, and nothing never happened the other day. It's really weird. I'm not even entirely sure if he was serious recently, during whatever this is, but I just don't care anymore. This is what I've been hearing for the past, since I was in high school, the beginning of high school basically, because we weren't really friends in middle school. We made some joke or whatever, talking trash, and I was just like joking with him or whatever, and I, pushed it to the side, But I wasn't expecting that's who he truly was, and that's, just what he does and all that. Fast forward to high school, I mean, he's one of those guys that, everybody's different, right? But he's one of those guys that kind of, like, get mad when their joke doesn't work, or just, not even that, just get mad at just the most smallest things. And I don't know, of them, I don't know about their personal life, and I don't know, like, what things they could be going through, or what mental disorders they have, or so on and so forth. But this guy definitely has some very much stuff going on with himself besides Joshua. Funny enough, they're both from Kingman. Who could have guessed? Kingman, Arizona. Well, Joshua's from Alabama and Kingman, but still. But yeah, going back to this recent thing. So, some female was stalking my profile, I guess you could say. Or something that, just popped up as, people you may know, whatever it was. Kind of thing. And so I was like, alright, I'll just friend him and message him, because that's what I've been doing with everybody else. And I don't have to explain every detail, but I'm just gonna make it so you guys understand the whole situation and the whole thing that happened recently, that is, because there's way more than this, and I won't bring up every single one in the video. I won't bring up every detail. I'm not gonna bring in personal information on every one of these stories, even though, there are some things that people should know, but some things are crucial to this whole thing. And that one's not diet. Anyways, something I didn't mention was, keep in mind, before this happened recently, me and him have not talked, and pretty much the last times we talked after, I don't even know, it was just random times during a couple of years ago, and before that, after we stopped hanging out, because, we obviously didn't make it to Colorado, which I'll get a little bit more in depth later. Of course, expecting something from someone like that is definitely, wasn't going to happen. It never was. It's just a very sad thing when people like that can do other things and get drugs, but simply cannot work a job or get money to go somewhere as planned. And maybe because it was me, it's Zach, so I can't, actually do it for Zach. I'll joke around with Zach. I don't like Zach. I don't F with Zach, nothing like that. But, if it was anybody else, I'll do it. All these things that he says that I'm unable to do, but he wasn't able to do that one thing. And he says all this stuff, but he couldn't simply get money. Like, that's just, there's no other way to preface that. That's literally what it is. And every conversation we had, it was chill. It was always chill. There was nothing more, nothing less. It was just straight up a conversation. And I never saw him as a friend to begin with. He was just someone that was around. And it's a little bit of the same for Joshua, because he was mostly around, and then eventually we got to, some of the attributes, that's not the right word, but I'm just going to use it for lack of a better term. Some of the things that start beginning a friendship, and then the very, very, very second that me and Joshua were getting to a friendship, he decides to move across the states, say F you, and create this complete drama that's been going on for longer than 8 years at this point, and it's extremely sad. And then, even with Chase, someone that I know way less than Joshua, maybe not way less, but still less than Joshua, someone who's still, creating new drama, and it really doesn't make any sense to me how their mindset or mind state doesn't make sense to me. Someone that they didn't even get to know, someone that they called me a friend, that's the someone that they are, and then they discredit me. They say that I didn't do all these things, and then I can't do some stuff, and then all this stuff, get more females or get more money than Zach, and all this stuff about Zach. And it's like, okay, good for you. Where's the people that care?
To put it in perspective, this is what he talks to me about. He would say that I'm his homie by saying the N-word, which, keep in mind, this guy's white, by the way. This isn't something new. He's been doing this for years. I mean, this isn't anything that he hasn't been doing. If you know the guy, I mean, I'm sure you've heard him say it before. I just don't like that he's white and he's saying the N-word. That's the other thing that I don't like about that flea, that white, overweight one that's friends with Joshua. I don't like him saying that because, that's just not what they should be doing. I think they need to be themselves and not be someone who they're not. And then, that little group also calling me black. Who said I was trying to be black? Who said anything about any type of color of anything? They're the first persons to say that, so I find that kind of sus and racist, for one, and also these two racist for saying the N-word, but I don't like that disrespect from this guy and that overweight one, because, there's no past, there's no nothing like that with these types of kids that are on the internet terminally. And so I'm just sending them memes, I'm just, chilling, I'm not randomly negative or nothing like that, we're just having a chill conversation. We're not friends talking, and we're acquaintances, but that's just that. That's all it is. And he would hit me up. He would talk to me. I never texted him unless it was like something about like Call of Duty or something that we both have similarities about, so I'm just sharing something like a web page or a YouTube video about something. That's as far as that got. It wouldn't be nothing more, nothing less. I never cared about the guy. I still don't. There's no reason to care, so it's not disrespectful or negative if, me and him aren't even friends in the first place. He doesn't know me. That's that. I could care less. This guy's been doing this for years, so, he can do his whole junkie thing if that's what he wants to do. But as someone that served the country and then became a junkie and was a junkie before that, is just like, what are you doing with your life, dude? Why are you hitting me up on this BS? Like, for example, there's that WWE screenshot, and this is something he texted me later. I've been stressing low-key. Yeah, I'm sure, and then you resorted to drugs like you would have at 2019. After you said we were going to go to Colorado, you would get a job and all this other stuff. Didn't do anything but smoke weed and sit back and let everything and everybody else do it. Let everything happen and let everybody else do it for us. Like, it doesn't just happen, bruh. You got to get off your butt. I would say, oh, sorry that I'm not lazy and I'm not this, type of person that just smokes their life away and hurts themselves by smoking or doing drugs and hurting myself because, all these reasons. Like, no, I don't give up that easy. I'm a man. I don't do drugs. That's what a man does. He doesn't touch a drug. He doesn't do drugs. Go ahead and clip that, record that, quote me on that, because that is the fact and the truth of life. That's reality right there. I don't sit back and let everybody do everything for me. And then the fact that he said he's at work, like, what work are you working at? What do you mean? And here's the message why I'm working on this video, why I made this video. Is he really mad over a female? Is he really doing this over females, like Quavo's song? You have to be kidding me, bruh. You have to be literally doing drugs and being a straight-up tweaker if you think this matters to me like that. Who are you to talk to me like this? Who are you? Like, you homosexual. You gay if you're talking to me like that. Not if that wasn't her and you were talking to me like that. Like what you were saying on your girl's account, that if I wanted to date, speak for yourself, bro. Speaking of, being a bum, speak for yourself. And that's not negative or talking trash. I mean, like, if you gotta sleep on every couch just to frickin' sit there and then go back and forth with Colorado, Florida, frickin' Arizona, Kingman, back and forth, to all these other places, of course you have family there because you didn't make enough money to move them out of Kingman, Arizona, Chase. As someone who served the country, I'm sure I'm more American than you are. Oh no, my bad. You listen to Tom McDonald. Never mind. I'm in the wrong here, obviously. I'm definitely the bad guy. I'm just so anti-America, apparently, because, this guy who, went against his country, basically, and doing stuff like this. Like, how are you going to serve the country and act like this? And that's if it's true. That's if it's actually, like, proven and everything. But this kid has so much nothing in their life that he keeps coming back and forth saying that we're homies, and then he's doing this. Like, how are you going to say all this to me? You out of all people are you going to say that to me? You probably want to see what you're doing first and probably double check on what you're doing. Think twice on what you're doing, because and think before you say, and look at what you're doing before you do it, because, like, obviously I think that you very well don't know what you're doing, probably because you're not thinking about it, probably because you can't think at all because of all the drugs that you're shoving in your arm. That's gonna solve nothing, and especially this. And then, like, what are you talking about fighting for, bruh? You are the one who fought for me in 2019. I didn't feel like fighting. I don't care. I'm not on no negative stuff. But you have to be joking if you're trying this hard for this many years to try to intimidate me. Like, who are you, bruh? This is not how we go in Cali. I'm from Cali. Like, I'm friggin', you know, I'm born from Cali. I'm not from no Kingman, Arizona. Like, there's no... I might have been there for, like, over a decade, but it doesn't mean, like, I'm from there. So, I mean, like, a little bit, but that's just not... I grew up all my life in California. But, like, you have to make no type of money to say, oh, my family still lives there. Good for you. Who asked? And then, like, who are you? Who are you, bruh? You're gonna serve this country. You're gonna have a job. You're gonna pay bills, quote unquote. By the way, I'm just saying this, so you can understand this guy. Apparently, you know, sarcasm, but all this stuff you're doing apparently, and all this stuff, and you spend the time to do this and acting like you're a girl. You were stalking my page. That's the reason why these messages are a thing. You were stalking my page, or she was. So either she was really wanting me and you were getting mad over it, either that or both of you tweaking, or you really went all the way from not just stalking me on her profile, but you went all the way to do that on her profile and then blocking me afterwards, which I'll show the proof that this was him, because then I all of a sudden got blocked from that guy. And the last conversation we had, just wait until I get to that point. That's about to happen. But this is the most, like, you cannot be any more white than this. Like, this is just pathetic. And then, look at this. This is the same person that I showed earlier. This is the guy saying the N-word. This is the guy saying all that. Like, I'm just, you know, making some funny jokes, and then he didn't, like, read it. And then I'm like, you had me on Facebook, bro. Are you serious? Are you for real? And you didn't say nothing? You used your girl's account to say something? Why are you scared? This is the guy we're talking about. This is the guy that's been talking trash. This is the guy saying the N-word. Just take a look at that for a second. I know it probably makes you uncomfortable as it does me, because that's saying the N-word to me. That's saying those messages. That. Y'all gotta be playing with me. Oh my gosh, bro. I swear, white people.
I will be bringing that into this video. It's nothing negative. I don't hate the guy. I don't hate any of the people I talk about when it comes to the little drama things.
This kid never bothered me, and I do not care. But how are you an adult and you acting like this? Like, on the real, let's keep it real. The only time I known this dude in real life, this is the way he acted. This is the way he was. This is Chase.
Because of how long it's been happening, so I'm just gonna, you know, put it out there in case, you know, he's been spreading rumors too, because I don't doubt it. And the thing is with this guy is he's acted like he's wanted to be best friends and all that, and he's acted like we were friends, but we were never friends. It's the same thing with Joshua. They just came and went. They were around when they were around, and then they weren't when they weren't. But this guy definitely let the worst get to him. I don't know what drugs that Joshua was doing, but this guy, from what I hear, is already down the worst. I don't know if that's confirmed. I'm not friends with the guy or whatever, but I can see sociopathic tendencies, and not just that, but also the very fact that, you know, there's a lot of tweakers in that town and a lot of junkies, and I see how a lot of them act and a lot of their activity and how they work and how they talk and all this stuff, and I very much see that he's definitely on something most of the time when I talk to him. And I think that's not even the worst part. The worst part is the very fact that he went to the U.S. Army to go on drugs when he came back home. Or he went to the U.S. Army after he was on drugs, got clean, and then eventually went back on drugs or something, because this type of behavior does not just naturally happen unless you're mentally messed up in the head. And again, I've only heard about him asking for drugs and doing drugs, but knowing the person for as long as I have, I can see that as a high chance of probability and possibility, considering how he acts and what he does, and also considering that I've been in Kingman, Arizona for almost 16 years. Technically, if we're on a technicality and we're being realistic here, I've been back and forth from Cali and Arizona, Kingman, so it necessarily was not 16 years, Probably overall it was about like 11, 12, if I'm including all the time in Kingman, excluding the back and forth and just counting every year. I'm not very sure. That's just a random guess. I don't know. Been there since 08, 2008. Moved out in 2013. Went to back to frickin' my birthplace, hometown. Came back in frickin' 2014. Went to middle school. And, you know, stuff like that. Like, so on and so forth. It really sucks because it's weird because he went to the U.S. Army and he acts like he wants to be a good guy and he acts like, you know, he's a chill guy or whatever, and just because he went to the U.S. Army, but he stood for something, you know, and he's supposed to be help the United States get better and just all this other stuff, and he listens to Tom McDonald or whatever. But he does that, but also goes back and forth with me on him talking trash and then not liking what I do, and then going back to being my friend. And it's just it's a very toxic situation, and I'm glad I'm cutting him out of my life. Every day is a new day, and if he sobers up and he cleans up, sure, I can be his friend if we ever get to that point. But I mean, as far as acquaintances go, sure, that's no problem. But when it comes to this guy, I just don't really know what his problem is. Half the time he's just talking trash about video games, and really that's the only reason why he's mad in the first place. It really only came from video games, and that's the saddest part. And he's been in the whole clan thing for a while, but the biggest problem is he just casually played. He never, yeah, he was a clan member and all that, but back in the day I didn't really care if people really sent in clips, because at the end of the day I sent in clips, and no matter what, I would be the one doing the work. But that I didn't realize how crucial that was to the whole clan, and how much of a problem that was, when that's the whole point of doing this whole thing. And that's the whole point. We're trying to get recognition too. We're trying to, you know, show our skills and all that. But why am I the only one sending clips in? I got people sending clips in from campaign. I got people sending clips of just freaking throwing knife across the map. That's cool. That's chill. But why does it gotta be like in free mode where it's like showing the knife hitting the guy across the map? I just want to see just the freaking knife and just it happening. That's all that needs to happen. Because I don't have the editing tools, I don't have the editing stuff to freaking make it look freaking crazy with the knife and all that. I don't have that. So, you know, it looked kind of wonky when it was uploaded, because it was the kill and then it was the throwing knife in slow motion with just music playing in the background, because that's all we could, it's all, you know, I had it, all we can really do in that situation. I say we as a team, because not everybody was contributing with, what do I call him, Chase, Shadow Flame, Shadow Ninja, what should I even call him? I don't even know. And he seems to think that for some reason we're friends or something, and then other times, of course, you know, he doesn't seem like it's that. Anyway, going back to the original thing. So I saw this female on People You May Know. You know, I see males, females, the rest, just on People You May Know. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll hit this person up, add them, talk to them. Why the heck not? So I started talking to them, and they said they wanted to date or whatever, and this weird stuff, and I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. If that's how you see it, then whatever. I guess. I mean, you know, that'd be just kind of for fun, just to do that in chats, like a role-playing thing even, or whatever. She sends a picture of her and Chase or whatever. I'm like, okay, so this has got to be some, like, bot, like, fake picture or something, or just something weird about it. And I'm like, okay, whatever, just, let's chill. And she's like, oh, you're down anyways? I'm like, yeah, sure, I guess. I don't care. The guy was never my friend, so, you know, there's nothing there. And so I guess it was Chase the entire time. And then he texts me, F you, I'm going to beat the F out of you next time I see you. Freaking the next time I'm in town. I have family still living there. And this and that. You have family still living there because you are a junkie. You are still there because you've not done anything in life. And you piped Erica. So, like, what do you got to say to that? Anyway, like, the very fact that he thinks we're friends, and then he always wants to fight, but he literally fought for me in 2019. I didn't even ask him. I was like, I just brought up the idea. Do you want to go fight that guy that wants to fight me for no reason? Because I don't really feel like it. But do you want to? Chase and Travis both did that, and then boom, that was that. They did that. I didn't feel like doing it. What the frick is that noise? I was like, okay, whatever, you guys do that. I don't really care. I don't feel like doing it. what's the point of doing that? Like, seriously, like, I don't care about street cred, or I don't care about, like, putting it on video. I seriously, like, deeply do not care, because I just don't feelings like that. I don't have the emotional feelings of anger issues or any, like, mental problems, anything like that. Like, yeah, I have anger issues, but not to that point. Because, like, that's just, like, truly who would get anything out of it? The guy was mad because I liked his girlfriend's Facebook post. I liked it. I didn't react or nothing. Reactions were possible at that point. I could have hearted it and whatever. I liked the post because we were friends on Facebook back then. And apparently he got mad in 2019. So then he was talking trash, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So I gave the phone to Travis and Chase, and they were talking trash to each other. The two of them versus that guy, going back and forth. They fought him, they beat him, and then Don was trying to fight two girls. They were too scared. They kept talking trash from a car, and then ran off or whatever. And then just a lot of stupid stuff that was really hilarious. So there's that. And then this guy wants to, for some reason, fight me out of nowhere, right? Now hold on, keep that in mind. But then what happened in high school? I don't even remember what year, but like 2016. The very second I came back to the school, you're the first person to start talking to me and being hyped that I was there and excited that I was there, just because I had Air Jordans on and freaking a different look. And then everybody thought it was cool or something at that point. But for some reason, and then as soon as I got back, this guy started talking to me and acting like, we're all chill, and just because he hanged out with me, he thinks we're all like the bestest of friends or whatever. And it didn't even make any sense. Yeah, I started hanging out with him because I didn't really care. I only went to school just to focus on school. So when people were trying to fight and people are trying to do this stupid drama things, I'm like, why are all these junkies and tweakers mad because I'm trying to do school? So obviously I just didn't really care about situations, even though I had people like freaking Trevor or whatever and freaking Erica both trying to fight me, and this other guy trying to fight me. I'm like, bro,
I feel like you guys can tell how junky and tweaker these people are. I don't even have to necessarily explain it all, because if I explain all the situations, you can tell all these people, or most, are either on drugs and or have mental problems. Like, in their head, there's something wrong, something they need help for, which they're not getting help, that's why it's happening. And they're also doing drugs, or the latter. This is what I dealt with for 16 years in Kingman, Arizona. And when you have people that are from Kingman, Arizona, they live there, born there, all that, like Travis and Chase and Joshua, when you have all those people that were born there and from there, of course you're gonna get a lot of people making those types of decisions because they're on drugs. And then when Chase became a junkie, that was that. Travis, he kind of, like, I don't even know what the whole thing with him, if he's actually doing coke or not. I mean, but that's a whole thing in itself, and there's just a lot of things that these guys are doing. I've never touched a drug besides marijuana, and that was my mistake.
Because you simp for her, you're trying to fight me? I don't even want her. I don't even like her. I literally go home and she's there because of a whole different situation I'm not going to get into, but it's not anybody's business. But if it was that bad for her, don't you think that she would have gotten herself out of that situation? I mean, she did when she turned 18, and then that was that. Then when I turned 18, a lot of stuff happened. Funny enough, actually, in this situation, I was 18 at that time, and he thought we were friends then, and just a whole slew of things. Literally, I was supposed to go to Colorado with this guy and live there. He didn't do anything. He told me he was down. He told me he was like getting the money together or something. I don't even remember. I don't even know if I asked him about the money, but I told him, I was like, hey, let's go do this. We met up and we started chilling, and he never tried to go for a job. He would always play Call of Duty and always just sit there and chill there while I plan out everything. And I've told him, hey, what are we doing? Are we going to get this money or not? And literally he stole stuff from me before that when we were staying in Bullhead, Arizona, or Laughlin, Nevada, which are like an hour away from each other. They're like right by each other though. And we were staying in Bullhead, but we went to Laughlin, and I left stuff there by complete accident when I was moving into this next house, and him and Erica's brother, Jay or whatever, he was in my old content, actually, funny enough, in X Deadlies. But all these guys were around that time, because I kind of had to be around them. I don't know why, but even my dad didn't want to be around these people, but because they were around, you know, it all happened anyways. It was a very stupid time, and finally, you know, in 2017, finally got out of that and moved houses. Also because the house burnt down, so couldn't really do anything about that. Faulty wire. Bro, I literally captured a ghost on camera. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, so going back into it. He stole stuff from me, never got that back. He fought for me, but then wants to fight me. In 2016, like I said, came back to school, Air Jordans, looked cool, long hair, different look. It was dope, it was different, all the girls wanted me. But then we go later on after me and him were chilling. One day he decides to get really mad because of video games or something, and he tries to fight me, and he sends this like sun emoji or something. He said, "See you at school." I never saw him. We didn't even go to the same class, and if we did, he didn't even say anything. I don't even think he showed up to school that day. I don't know. Nothing came out of that. Nothing happened. Not even too long after, we started chilling again, and if we didn't, he left the school or something, or came back in 2019 a couple years later. I don't even know what that whole situation was. But moving on from that, before that though, a fight was going to happen from an old random person that was just around, Carlos and Adam. These guys are completely random people, probably tweakers nowadays, but one of them for sure, because freaking dude's so skinny. He's all bone, toothpick. They were in detention, sitting in detention. Me and Chase were walking by, and Adam looked at us because we were seeing them. And keep in mind, before this, me and Adam chilled a couple times, and he even talked about Pokemon and stuff. That was in middle school. Skip fast forward to high school. For some reason, just the ego of this guy, just this whole guy's personality and everything changed. He's just a cool guy now. He's so cool. And all of a sudden, we're walking by, and then he looks at us, he's like, "Faggots." And then we laughed, because I mean, like, are you serious? And then Chase ran out of the office. I'm not kidding, he ran out of the office. This is the guy we're talking about here that told me that he wanted to fight me. The guy ran out of the office, and I just walked out, and I was like, okay. After school that day, just in case or something, Chase texted me that they wanted to fight or something, so I was like, okay. I mean, I'm not really going to pay attention to that. I don't really care. I'm trying to graduate. I had no time for this. So he said, all right, I'm gonna skip the bus, and I'll walk home with you or whatever, and then we'll do that. So it comes to the end of the school day, and then I guess Carlos started pushing me, talking shit, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't even say anything. So he started pushing me or whatever, and obviously I was like, I'm not gonna fight you for no reason, bro. But in this situation, it was probably my only option. Considering that everybody was just looking around, and he was trying to fight me, and I was like, I mean, this is the same guy that I punched in the nose on the bus because he was talking trash, and I gave him a bloody nose. This is the same guy I talked about in the first interview, by the way, that I did, and this is also the same person that I think I talk about a little bit more some other time, I don't remember, in a video called The Not Fight in 2020, which is a completely separate video that I uploaded, talking about my concussion, and then the not fight that happened after, just what I'm going to say, so I can move on from that. So yeah, that's the same guy from before. Yeah, so he came back years later trying to fight. I really don't know why. Before this, he was around, and he was like kind of chilling. This is like, I'm not mentioning the fact that they talk trash behind my back. I don't really care about that. I'm only mentioning what happened in these situations. So in high school, Carlos was around for a little bit and tried to hang out with me right after, because everybody thought it was cool. So of course, you know, all the people that weren't cool with me all of a sudden were just chilling around me, so they look cool. And if you get to the end of this video and you say, the homie Zach710, or Zach or ZXinfinite or whatever you call me, oh, you're just saying this, and just because it's not you, getting the things you want, just because stuff's not going your way, you're making up these stories, and you're the one who's actually making up stories, and this and that. Like I said, call me if you want to talk, for one. For two, you cannot walk a mile in my shoes. You cannot walk in my shoes. You don't know what pain is. You can't even imagine or fathom the things that I've been through and all the things that I've done. And everybody that continues to be negative even after I say that, you can say whatever you want and feel how you feel, but no matter what, the fact is and reality is, you are not here right now doing this video. You are not doing what I do. You are not in a position to even talk. You're not even at this level. So you can say whatever you want from the sidelines or from anywhere else that isn't where I'm at. That's fine. But you have not lived through what I had to go through. You did not go through these things. You can talk about all the things that you went through and all this and that. Well, guess what? You're watching my video, and this is my video. This is what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. And how funny that you and a lot of people been teaming up and all this trying to get at me. But I've been one person, and I haven't even thought about you guys and haven't even cared a single time to even do anything to even go against you guys. I don't have time for that. Nothing of that matters to me. Oh, and you want to know the reason for that? It's because you didn't get to know me. It's because you don't know me. That's why Joshua's talking, because he acts like he knows me. That's why Chase is talking. That's why frickin' those are the only two people in real life actually that have actually been around that's talking badly about me online. But that's as far as that goes. Not a single person besides them actually know at least me in real life in any capacity. So they're just gamers that are just mad about video games, and they're just mental. And it sucks if that's how their life goes and that's how they see life, is just video games, and that's all they see how life is. And when they become adults, it's just video games, and they make a career out of video games because that's what everybody does nowadays. Is they think they can be content creators. They think they can start uploading videos and making content like Joshua F. Like, he thinks he can just start making content without knowing the basics. That's when a lot of copies and pastes will be out there, and you won't find a good channel because so many copies and pastes are out there thinking that they can make a career out of what? Just because you watch YouTubers and watch YouTube doesn't mean you're just gonna have it and know everything what you're doing and actually have a real audience. That's just how most of the time it is, and how things I've seen happen. Those same people that doubt me or that disagree end up on the channel Optimus, or end up on Philip DeFranco, or on any of the drama channels or commentary YouTube channels, and then next you know, those people are talking about them. And then Scarce and Drama Alert and all those people are talking about them because they made mistakes and they messed up.
Because they didn't listen to me. That's all they had to do, is simply listen to me. But no, all of them deny it. All of them deny their mistakes. All of them deny the truth. So then they end up like that. And then it's like, I could say I told you so, but this picture is an actual representation and says everything that I've been trying to say to people.
Oh my, have the mighty have fallen. YouTube is, it just seems like it's such a place that like is so big and huge, and so many opportunities can be made, and the possibilities are endless and all this stuff. And then you have the two guys that YouTube won't do anything about, and then you have all this drama. You just click on a video. You want to watch and enjoy a video and have a good time by watching the homie Zach710 channel video, and then you got these guys spam commenting, and then I have to remove them. I don't have a mod. I don't have anybody that I know that could do that. And then I report it to YouTube. YouTube's like, hey, thanks. Let me know if you see anything again. Doesn't do anything. This is the exact thing that happens to so many other people that also are reasons why OG YouTubers have quit. Some people that used to be on the platform for so long that I know when I first, entered YouTube, that I didn't even know at first. I just saw their name. I didn't watch them at that time. I just saw them. And then next thing you know, they're quitting YouTube. And it's like, wow. And then I think for a second, I'm like, is that the best decision? because they're doing it. And then I think again, and I'm like, nah, because this is what I want to do, and it's my time to make content. It was their time to make content when they did. Now it's my time. And the thing is, and the difference between me and them is, I'm not quitting. I'm not going away. This is meant for me. This is something that I'm supposed to do. I don't care what gamers have to say about stuff that I do. I don't do just video games. I don't do these little video games and then leave it at that. I do way more. And I don't have all that time in the world to just sit down and play video games and 1v1 all of them just because they're mad that I'm better. I could care less about none of that. Just because they don't get money and pay bills and let their parents pay bills while they sit in a gaming chair and play video games all day. Yeah, nah, not my life. I'm not letting that happen. They can do that all they want and be in their 40s and talk trash because they're mad because their Twitch streams aren't getting any views. They can keep doing that until they beg their parents for money and use their credit cards and go spend it on V-Bucks and Fortnite. I could care less. I seriously have so much better things to do than go back and forth on the internet with little kids because YouTube won't frickin' actually do something about anything. And then also, these kids won't frickin' just go away. They're just so mad about what? And it's something that I just don't... Like, it is what it is. But, like, dang. Like, no one sees the problem. No one's saying this to YouTube. No one's letting YouTube know except me. Like, I just don't... I don't see the whole point in the entire debacle of drama and all that because there's no point, there's no purpose, there's no goal. Oh, let's get the homie ZXinfinite off of YouTube. Let's bully him off YouTube because YouTube's not doing anything anyways. Let's do that. Who thinks of that? If that's even thought. And I just remembered actually, this is like hours later before or after that clip. Because that was this morning, but I had an old friend that actually, speaking of a Joshua, the same Joshua that came over back in the, there's Luna in the corner, by the way, right here. So at least she made an appearance during this video, that's pretty cool. The other Joshua that went down a dark path, unfortunately, shout out to him though, he was the homie when he was around. He's actually the only Joshua that I've had as a friend, besides a family member named Joshua. Oddly enough, and he's with the Desiree. Anyway, let me just get to the point. I'm not kidding, by the way. I have relatives named that, and I'm not going to get into all of that situation. But either way, I do... Technically, he's still my friend. It's just, you know, he's just been through a lot, and a lot of stuff has happened, and he's just doing what he does now, and I don't know if I want to be around someone like that who does drugs, so... You know, but he was a good friend, and just shout out Josh O. I made one video with him that's still up to this day. And just everything we did was pure funny. And it was just hilarious, man. And I actually really miss the dude. It sucks that, you know, I don't know his name anymore. And or the social medias. And I have not seen him in a long time. You know what? I'll try to get back in contact with him because I got to go charge my phone anyway. Yeah, around that time I started hanging out with him. And then we were coming up with raps and writing music. Not like dissing Carlos and Austin, the other two. But like, you know, a roast track as I see it. But it was really funny. And I lost all that on my last phone, you know, of course. But at least I have this phone now, and at least I'm making new projects. So everything that was lost, you know, World War III Battle Treasure, all the stuff that I lost over the couple years, last year's or whatever, and just all the stuff that I had that even got stolen or lost or whatever, I'm going to come up with new things and do new things. And it's just going to be awesome. Like, Legendary Grand Entertainment's going to be absolutely amazing, you know, especially when I'm done with this video, because when people find this video and when people watch all the videos I did, whether it's this one, the one on Joshua, or the one on the not fight of 2020, and then autobiography, just these projects are huge, talking about real life and going in depth, and it's just really good content that people will enjoy, and I know you guys will enjoy it. And one thing I forgot to mention, so I'm gonna say it right now, is when Carlos and Austin were chilling, Austin's some random guy, by the way, he started tripping me or something and trying to make me trip and fall completely. And obviously never happened because that just doesn't work. But because I didn't really care and I was trying to graduate and finish school because, you know, I'm actually have a high IQ, unlike, you know, some people that just do drugs and just, you know, I can't say that on YouTube, but just the very fact that they're just, you know, ruining their life and all that. And I mean, like, you know, what I couldn't say on YouTube, that's just a fact of what they're doing to themselves. And, you know, they're just completely ruining their life. And it sucks because, you know, they're still people. No matter, they might have made mistakes and stuff like that, but, you know, it still sucks that someone has to go through that. I wouldn't wish anything bad on my worst enemy, or just, I don't even have any enemies, so why did I even say worst enemy? I wouldn't even wish anything bad on people that don't like me, or, you know. And there's Luna again. The Luna is back here. Oh, here she comes. She's coming. But anyway, and I hope and wish the best for all you guys, whether you like me or not, everybody watching. And if it changes your opinion by the end of this video, I really would enjoy that and like that. If you didn't like me and you ended up liking me, that's awesome. Subscribe, make sure to leave a like, comment, all that. Whatever you want to do, follow me. And those are the same people in that little group of gamers that are mad at me about video games, including Chase, Joshua Foster, and freaking all that. All Talk and the Overweight, all those people. Even though All Talk is Joshua. But anyway, all those people are going to continuously make mistakes, and then when they make one mistake, that's going to put them on the freaking drama channels, because that one video that Joshua made just shows already that he's not ready for this, that this is the wrong career, this is not meant for him. And obviously, if he's stressing out about stuff online, because I haven't been around him since 2018, if you want to check the facts here, you really want to know the facts, I haven't been around the kid since 2018. So if he's breaking down on the internet and having a mental breakdown and meltdown and going psycho on the internet and having no other content like that, where he's like that in a video, over someone he hasn't even been around for years?
Since 2017.
He speaks for himself. Like, let it speak for itself. I ain't gotta say nothing. Like, this is the dude that people are supporting. YouTube's giving him ads and monetization. That's the same kid that YouTube's supporting. It's a freaking disappointment. I don't know. And then not too long after that, and then the fight didn't happen because then Adam came over. I said, I don't know where freaking Chase is at, but I don't know what you're even talking about. Like, where are you even getting this from? Why are you trying to fight for no reason? Like, this just doesn't make any sense. Chase never showed up. Found out later he went on the bus. He probably told them that I was the one talking trash. So I don't know. You can't get any wider than that, though. So running away from a fight that he instigated and pretty much started. He might have said something. I don't know. I didn't care about the situation, so I don't really even remember. But, I mean, if they're saying that someone was talking trash, then I assume that's where they got it from. And then fast forward a couple years later, he thinks we're friends, and then I just started chilling because, I don't know, it was something to do. So we started chilling again. I think he was in a little bit of the content. Some of it didn't even get uploaded because it was on a PC that got broke, along with a lot of other footage of other things and really good content that I really wish would have got uploaded, but it didn't happen because there was just so much of it, and I didn't get uploaded it at the time, and that was during when I was playing the character / gimmick X Deadlies. Same guy that told me he was going to fight me recently, and that he has family in town to try to fight me, is the same guy that ran away from a fight that he started, that fought for me, that I didn't even ask him to do, went back and forth on saying that we're friends and then we're not, and then this and then that, and just so much stupid things that this kid blames me for. And recently I hear that after that plan never happened, and then I went up to my hometown in California, one of them, or my birth town, I guess you could say, birthplace town. I went there, and then Travis and Dawn were still in town with Chase, who decided to go to their house or whatever at that time. And he was asking for drugs for some reason, I hear, and he was trying to stay there because he said he didn't have a place to live and he didn't have nowhere to go. So he literally did all that to the people that
gave him a place to stay and let him have a chance to stay around, and then he's just asking for drugs, not doing anything.
were around me by then. Just always people around me, not freaking, giving me credit and all that clan stuff that I did. Just discrediting me. It's just very immature, this whole thing. And apparently, all that happened. I don't know because I wasn't there. So I can't really tell you all the information on that.
It's weird that he was homeless and has been multiple times, and he's even told me about it, but I'm the one who's a bum. A little weird.
But what I can say is what I was a part of, what I saw, what I heard. This is in the span of from middle school, didn't really count, so I'm not going to count, but probably 2015 if you want to count that. But 2016 to 2024, basically for 8 years, the guy's just randomly tweaking, and I really hope he gets the help he needs. I seriously don't know what the kid's problem is and what's going on in his life, but I hope he figures it out and he doesn't be a junkie anymore and doesn't look like a POS every time, you know, he's around. So, you know, I hope the best for him, but that's the story between that and with all that. So if you see him commenting, he's probably one of the people spam commenting some negative stuff as usual. I could care less. Doesn't affect anything. This is the second person that's trying to fight me in somewhere that I don't even live anymore. Joshua Foster and now Chase Allen. So it's truly sad. These people are truly sad, and they really need to seek help in something, because they really need help. It's just sad, especially from someone who's been in the U.S. Army and then they act like this. Like, why even go? Anyway, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Comment, discuss this if you want to. Talk about what you guys think in this situation. Don't witch hunt the guy. Don't go after the guy. So I hope you guys have a legendary grand day. That's the story of that. And one of the people that's, you know, been on the X Deadly's channel for a while too, when he was. But a lot of the content that was around there, and even during my channel before that, Shadow Ripper, he was not a part of a lot of it, but when he was in a little bit of it. Because I had Shadow Ripper before I had X Deadly's. Thanks for watching. That's what happened. It's a stupid situation that is finally over. It's been over and hasn't even started because I never really cared about the guy, and obviously that's not negative. That's just, you know, the facts, and that's just reality. And we never been that close or never been friends, so I don't know where he gets all this other stuff from, or, you know, all this stuff that he talks about, but I hope he, you know, squashes his own beef with himself, because he needs to, you know, get better in life and stop, you know, worrying about the little things. I thought, you know, being in the Army would help help everything about him, but even if the Army hasn't helped him, he definitely needs something, like some mental institution, something locked up, something to get him in his right mind space, because obviously there's something wrong going on up there if he is not acting right or accordingly, considering that he's done all of that and still doesn't have the mental capacity to realize that no one wants his girl and no one cares about video games as much as he does. But until he can realize that, there's that. I just can't understand how someone went to the U.S. Army and still is tripping about something that doesn't even matter to anybody. But yeah, guys, take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Hit that outro.
And if you're not growing up, this is what it shows. If you're not growing up, and you can't watch my shows because I'm for mature. Shout out Mrs. McClure from middle school. They little, not cool. They didn't even graduate, so why they hate? They didn't even, they're all dropped out. They all dropped out. And they didn't even freaking graduate work, and they hate. Like, how are they thinking that way? They get
That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!